Hey, and welcome to Trifling Bitches. In recovery, of course. So go ahead and click subscribe. Go ahead and click that subscribe button now. Go ahead and click it. Click that subscribe button. As you can probably see, I had to change my background scenery today. The light in the other room just was not hitting it today. Filming just a little too late, so I'm in the office. It's a little messy in here. I'll clean Sunday. Hate cleaning, but I'll get to the story today. This story is gross. I had someone at work, my daytime job, clipping her toenails. Not fingernails, toenails. Barefoot and all. So let me just rewind because I gotta give you a little backstory. So during the day, I work at a law office. And yes, a law office. I'm professional. Don't I look professional and so sweet? But underneath, I'm such a bitch. So I work at a law office, and for the most part, you would think it's professional. But it's not. It's really laid back. It's a small office. And there's this woman that works there. And she's been with one of the attorneys for many, many years. So she gets away with a lot. And she does whatever she wants. So no one really challenges her. Or no one says anything to her. You know, if she does something, it's always, oh, that's just how she is. You know how people make excuses for people. That's just how she is. And, oh, she means nothing by it. She means nothing by what she says. Just the other day, she felt like it was important for her to tell me what a client had said about me. She felt like it was so necessary to tell me. So, and it wasn't, because it just kind of irritated me. But I let it go. I'm like, oh, you know, certain people are going to be certain ways because they feel that because they have certain members in their family that they could say whatever they want. So it irritated me a little bit, but that's not the story today. It's lunchtime. I'm getting ready to warm up my food because I bring my lunch most of the time. 90% of the time I bring my own lunch because, as you know, I am frugal. I do not want to pay to eat out on food that I do not need to eat. So I'm warming up my food. As I'm warming up my food and as the microwave is going, I'm hearing a clicking sound. But I'm not thinking too much of it because I'm just like, oh, nah, it could be the microwave. You know, who knows? I don't know. And time goes on and I'm still hearing that clicking sound. I'm like, what the is that? So I turn around. Legit, this bitch is legit, has her feet exposed. And she's legit clipping her toenails. I turned back around because I didn't know what was going to come out my mouth at this point. I turn back around, and I have these weird, funny, dramatic face expressions. So I know my facial expression was off the charts at that point. I turn back around and I'm like, oh my gosh, do I even want to put my food out, expose my food to nail clippings everywhere? So I continue to hear the clipping sounds. And you all know when you're clipping your fingernails and your toenails, they're flipping all over the place. So you don't know where that toenail ends up half the time. It's just the truth. I'm not kidding. I can clip my toenails and I'll have something under my feet, but even still, it'll pop over there, and then I'll find it a few days later when I'm cleaning up something. Just the truth. And like, how did this get here? Ew, that's gross, because it is gross. I couldn't hold back. I had to say something. Now, this is where the issue started. She doesn't acknowledge me. She just looks up at me. Didn't say not one word. And that's, to me, that's not acknowledging what I said to you. And now we're on a whole different level. because that was rude and disrespectful. And for you to continue to clip your toenails while I just said that that was nasty and we're trying to eat, and you continue to do so, that's gross. At this point, I wanted to be like, bitch, but I was like, you know what? I'm at the workplace. Let me not get too crazy because I am the only color person there, and I didn't want any misunderstandings. So as she continued to clip her toenails, I said, can you please go to the restroom? And now at this point, I have a little bit of an attitude because for you not to acknowledge me, that was attitude to me. So I took it as such. So can you please go to the restroom and continue to clip your nails there? We don't want you to hear clipping of the toenails. I don't even want to see your feet. So can you please go to the restroom? Once again, she didn't say anything. She continued to clip her nails. And at this point, I was like, you know what? I said what I had to say. I'll leave. I get my food. I put my lid back on my food. And I leave because I don't want any issues with this lady. I don't want any issues with my workplace. And I'm just going to take the high road. And I am going to exit myself from the situation because it's not worth it to me. And I said what I had to say, and hopefully she won't do that again, because I will say something again. But once again, it probably wouldn't do anything because as this situation just informed me that she doesn't care. She's going to do what she wants to do, and no one can tell her different. So I leave. I eat my food at my desk. And that was that. But it's just the fact that it was rude and it was nasty. And when someone approaches you with something on how they feel, at least acknowledge it, take it into consideration, and see what it is that you can do to change it if you feel that it's necessary. So that's the moral of this story. Legit, treat people how you want to be treated. It's just, people just don't have common sense either. There's no common sense, I swear. And it's different because I come from city life. You know, I come from one of the biggest metropolitan areas in the United States. And then coming to the country and being around country folk, totally different. Totally different vibes, totally different feels, totally different people. So that's an adjustment in itself. So I can't expect country folk to be like city folk because it's not gonna happen. Anyways, so that's that. It's very short and simple today, but I just wanted to share it because it was a little annoying. It annoyed me, and I kind of felt like I wanted to do more in that moment. At the same time, me thinking about the consequences and me thinking about how is this going to help anyone, it wouldn't. It just would have got my ass fired. So I grinned and bared it and just went into my own little space. Do not clip your toenails at work. That is part of your personal hygiene. You do that at home. At home. So gross. And it's like, you shouldn't have to tell people that. It's like, common sense, gosh. People, get it together. It's like, my sister was a huge fan of Mike Bibby back in the day. And it just would irritate me when I would see him sitting on the sideline clipping his fingernails. It's like, that's personal hygiene. You do that at home. Gross. Things people do in public. I just don't understand. Anyway, I'll let you go. That's the end of this story. So, don't forget to subscribe. I'll hit y'all next week. Alrighty. Peace.